everybody. This is Bill Noble from Token Metrics, and welcome to Hidden Gems, where we look at small cap or NFTs to try to give you an edge. But today we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to look at a big cap NFT project. We're going to look at Azuki. So the title of this episode is Azuki Worth 9 ETH? So let's get into it. So Azuki comes out with an anime style look. I remember as a young person, so I was crazy over this anime style like Cowboy Bebop and other related titles. So Azuki was all the way up at like 17 or 18 ETH. I saw 20 ETH before NFT LA, where they had a giant party that was only for Azuki holders. And I gotta tell you something. If there was ever a moment where you felt like you were excluded from the coolest thing on earth, when I was at NFT LA and that party was going on, I think the people, the Azuki holders, they announced at that party that the people holding the Azuki NFTs got airdrops that eventually rose in value to like 400K. That was probably the top of Azuki. The question is, with these big cap NFT projects that have had a 50% markdown, along with ETH having a 50% markdown, can you buy the dip in a big cap NFT project? Now, frequently with altcoins, it's pump, dump, onto the next shiny thing. But since Azuki was so popular, and I personally think it's so cool that it has like an art value. Now the question is, what is the functionality? Is there a use case for Azuki? Can you say, okay, if I own Azuki, I get access to this, all right? What's the this that you might get access to other than, you know, the fact that Azuki is art? So let's talk about streetwear. Streetwear is a trend in fashion, and I happen to personally believe that one of the use cases for NFT going forward is what I call, or what people call, Phygital, meaning digital assets that have a physical presence in terms of clothing or something that you wear for both fun and status. So let's look at the difference between traditional luxury clothing and streetwear, and then I'll tell you why this matters. So as traditional luxury fashion, drives itself from high price point, streetwear's exclusivity is contingent on know-how. Particularly with early streetwear, very few consumers knew what to buy and fewer knew where to buy it. The insider game set the foundation for a model that would be easily elevated to the level of luxury. So flexing and what's cool went from how much can I pay to how unique, how different, and how early can I get in. Streetwear emerged as an antidote to wider fashion trends stemming from surfing, hip hop, etc. It also opened the floodgates to people that were previously not allowed to show interest in fashion, men. And in this case, I think with Azuki, with the obvious anime art style, it could be men, overseas in Asia, and it could be obviously people in the United States like me, right, who would love to have, or would love to be able to buy something like with the Azuki design on it, right? I'd wear it on the air. I would buy a poster. I would buy it all. Now the question is, as cool as Azuki is, if you paid 9 ETH for it, how would you monetize that investment, right? In other words, it would be cool, it would be art. So Azuki wants to do decentralized streetwear. Now, how do you do that? Well, I think if I read their mind map correctly, you might form a DAO, right? Where Azuki holders can participate potentially in design of streetwear and possibly profit from the sale of streetwear. So it's almost like the people in the DAO might somehow benefit from the sale of Azuki clothing. Now, would that make Azuki NFTs a security? I have no idea. But it is really interesting that their art is so cool And it's accessible, I think, or it's relatable to anybody who loves that anime style. All right? If they can ever figure out how to create, like they have an idea for a metaverse, but if they can ever go phygital, right? If they can ever get that Azuki brand out on the street where people can consume it, then you would be able to justify a 10 ETH price point. Now, obviously, because it's investment advice, I can't really answer, should you pay 9 ETH for Azuki? What I do think overall in the NFT arena is that a bottom is in and art is coming back. So if you consider Azuki art with functionality, or if you consider Azuki sort of art with the idea of something like Phygital, like for example, Bored Ape is mainly focused on, like they have the ape token, they have, they have Other Deed Metaverse Land, they're doing like a digital status type of thing. And of course, when you have a Bored Ape, you own the rights to that art, so you could make your own merch if you wanted. Now in Azuki, it's different. You don't own the rights to the art when you have it, so you can't go out and make your own clothing line from your NFT. But I sort of wonder, why would you want to do that? Wouldn't you rather be a part of a corporation that makes decentralized decisions about fashion? Going forward, will Gucci tell you what the next collection looks like? Or will there be a DAO where you tell Gucci through the NFT mechanism? The future of NFTs is art and fashion, right? It's status, but it has to be status that everyday people can consume. And Azuki is so relatable, right? That anime style could resonate in Asia, it could resonate in other places. And frankly, in a world where every time you turn on the TV news, it's kind of a downer, right? If Azuki could ever figure out how to empower men and help us do something that brought us together and made us all cool, would that be worth 9 ETH? Maybe. Maybe some hedge fund will think so. And we're gonna find out if you can actually buy the dip in a perceived blue chip NFT. Because 3, 6, or 12 months from now, Azuki will not be at 9 ETH. They're either gonna get eaten up by somebody who really figures out the idea, or some big fashion player is gonna come in and hoover up the whole Azuki ecosystem as a way to market themselves to a much different generation like Gen Z. So that's hidden gems for this week. Azuki isn't a hidden gem, but the value proposition of Azuki is what could be hidden and could be revealed soon. So I'm your host, Bill Noble. We'll see you next time.